A Star, Day Rabai and Seasky is last of all. They're well packed up coming down the side. Just over 600 metres left to go. Juggler on the inside, one of the leaders with Filante, and they're followed closely by Magnet Bay, and just in behind them Tarnpir Lane's had a nice run. Alfa next the outside, followed by Moss Downs. Day Rabai ridden along, followed by Seasky, and A Star a bad last as they round the home turn. 400 metres out. Juggler on the inside, Filante. Not much between the pair of them as they straighten up. Filante's got his head in front of Juggler. Filante's kicked away, coming down towards the 250. Leads over a length the Juggler, who can't go on. Alfa next is under pressure. Tarnpir Lane is under the whip, followed by Moss Downs, but Filante's the leader. Coming down inside the final 200 metres from Alfa on the outside, finishing on Tarnpir Lane and Seasky from a long way back, but it's Filante for the Yalumba Stakes. He wins it well, 2 lengths to Alfa. Tarnpir Lane is third, close up for the Seasky, followed by Moss Downs. Juggler didn't go on in the straight. Magnet Bay behind the Day.
Gosh, he's an imposing horse when he's firing, Filante. Now, we had an isolated camera on the Filante connections in the stand as the horses thundered down the straight. Beryl White, her usual excitable self. Jack Denham allowing a little deep-seated emotion to bubble to the surface. A kiss for Beryl and a handshake for Jeff sitting on his right. Now, I thought that might have been a wind pain, but I think it was a fair dinkum smile.
Oh, it's great. It's great to see. I mean, I don't know Jack Denham overly well, but apparently he's a real toiler and a hard worker, and the luck he has for the Whites, who invest a lot of money in the industry, I think it's a great combination, the two of them.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't win a talent quest, you know, musically, but I'll tell you what he can do, mate. He can train a racehorse.
He'd be good in the black and white movies where you didn't have to say anything.
Gay, Juggler, what happened?
Well, Juggler, there was early in the piece of the race, John, it was a muddling pace. When he jumped, he slightly missed the start. Darren had to put him into the race. He then over-raced for the first 2 furlongs. Darren elected to go to the lead. He had no other choice. Then the pace really quickened, and Juggler he was taken on at 2 different stages, which is not the way he normally races. And he came into the straight, and if you watch the replay, you see his head go up, and he changed his stride, his head go up, change stride, and even on the post he does that. So he jarred up very badly. He's a horse that doesn't like a lightning hard track. Caulfield yesterday was a very fast, electrifying track.
So from a Cox Plate viewpoint, his stocks haven't slumped in your eyes?
No, not at all. Look, Filante's the horse to beat in the Cox Plate. What's he done wrong? Nothing. You know, the 3 rolls finished in a bunch. My bloke was disappointing. He's entitled to 1 bad race. He'll certainly appreciate Moonee Valley with the give in the ground.
Yeah, well, we saw Filante fight back from a defeat last week, and we'll see Juggler do it as well. But I caught up with Jimmy Cassidy after the race and asked him how good Filante felt.
Oh, I've never seen him, his attitude as good as what he was today, going to the boxes in the barrier, and more so in transit. When I said woo, he said woo, and he was happy to do anything I wanted today, so I was thrilled with him.
What could have set him off during the race? When Juggler shot around you there and he was reefing and pulling prior to that, Beedman let him go. I mean, he still just stayed right under you, didn't he? Didn't actually want to race him at that stage?
No, well, he had the opportunity midway through the race to get revved up when Juggler went forward, but, you know, I never stopped talking to him in a race, woo, big boy, and this sort of thing, and, you know, today he was as focused as what I was, and, you know, it's the difference of winning and losing.
That man, Simon Marshall, was at it again after the Yalumba Stakes. He spoke to some of the beaten riders, commencing with Stephen King.
Stephen Alfa, it was a great run. Filante maybe just too brilliant on the day.
Yes, Simon, I mean, it was a stop-and-start race, so I was committed to come back to last on him and just sort of ride patiently on him, and look, it was a super run. It really was a super run. Naturally, Filante was a bit brilliant, you know.
He was in there to have a hard race today, but not that hard. I didn't feel that I could go up and compete with Filante and Juggler from the half-mile onwards. Then, basically at the top of the straight, Filante just out-sprinted me. Alfa came from behind me. It was a good run from a Cox Plate point of view. But Filante has got the ability to race up there on the speed and settle nicely, which is a great asset for a Cox Plate. He's definitely going to be the horse to beat in the Cox Plate.
He just wanted to over-race a little bit up the hill. He settled nicely once I got to the front, but he was a bit of a chopping block for the other horses. They were able to sort of put a bit of pressure on him, and he didn't really stretch out all that well down the running. Maybe the ground was a little bit firm for him.
Yes, it'll be interesting to see what the ground's like for the Cox Plate in a few weeks. Let's take a quick look at the market and see where they are at the moment, and why wouldn't Filante be 5-2 favourite? Encounter there at 7-2, starting to look like a race in 2. Juggler 5-1, 7-1 Alfa and Tarnpir Lane, 3-year-old Schubert is there as well. Doremus, Moss Downs and Viali.